My name is Andy Humphreys. I am the BA Program Leader for Architecture, and I teach in Design Studio, Technology, and in BA and MArch. At first surprised, and being nominated it felt like it was a real honour, because it's an endorsement from sort of our students, the community of the school. Within the way that we run the subject, invariably there's an awful lot of contact time with students in studio-based teaching, and as the program leader, in a way, became the port of call. It wasn't necessarily something designed; it just happened. But I think it's also about being available to just be there to listen to what they're saying, and enter into a wider dialogue. Everything is, I think, about within the personal tutor role is just being able to talk to people on an everyday one-to-one basis, and just say you are part of a community. So just talk to us. That's how it evolved, I think. Open, friendly, inviting, um, allowing students not to be afraid to make mistakes, I think, is a really, really key thing. And go on a journey. You're exploring things, and we're all doing this together. And so let's just all kind of go on a journey which we don't necessarily know the answers to, and then invite them to, I suppose, explain their sort of preoccupations and the way that they would like to formulate certain things. Right? What we do, I think, in architecture is there is always a sense of ownership from the individual student. And so there may be an overarching project, but students actually can enter into that at any stage so they can bring their own preoccupations to what that project is going to be. And therefore, this sense of ownership, this sense of identity, this sense of very much so collaborating, being part of a bigger thing, I think is really, really important. Because there is this idea of a community, because there's an idea that the guys are around all the time, and they are, you can just invariably you can reassure somebody with a 2-minute conversation. Sometimes it takes longer, but invariably it's saying that there's an open door. We invite these guys to commit everything to their studies, and I think in return we have to be able to commit some of our time back as well. There's a reciprocity within that, and I would argue that we have an extended family. I've never practiced it. I think it's a privilege to teach, so it's always really, really exciting, and therefore it's yeah, I've never it's never been formally taught from that point of view, and therefore it's just a privilege, and you participate within that environment, and yeah, and it's wonderful. Listen and direct and be able to give assurance, and when students are not certain of the answers, reassure them that there's nothing wrong with that. Removing anxiety actually is the easiest way to get to levels of excellence, and always allowing the students to have that opinion and that voice within their own journey within their studies, and just being there to reassure them at times, because there are times when things happen, both in studies, you hit a brick wall, but in life as well. That stuff always happens, and just to sort of be there to kind of let them know that the world hasn't collapsed, that there's an amazing amount of support here that they can go to, and that we are also here to be available to talk to them and kind of just help them get back together again. And I think that's the really, really key thing, that there's a continuity of conversation that can occur, but primarily listen, and their views and their observations are of real value to the future of whatever the subject is that they're doing. Nothing should be top down. They have a set of values and inquiries which are very different to mine, say, when I was studying, and therefore they are of real value, and they allow us to learn as well. So we're all on a journey.
Oh, brilliant. And would you have any advice for sort of new tutors and how they can become outstanding as well?
You have something that you're offering, which is great, but also so do the students. There's a balance, there's an equilibrium, and when things are working well, that thing is actually just sort of resonating at the right pitch the whole time, and it's a dialogue, it's a constant dialogue that's occurring. That's, I think, the key thing. Believe and trust in the student body, and believe and trust in yourself.
Oh, fantastic. Well, those are all the questions I've got, so unless there's anything burning that else you want to say.
I don't think there is anything else.
Oh, lovely. Oh, well, thank you very much.